Now, in 2013, Huda Kattan started a blog. It cost her $500 to do so, and in 6 years, she's grown that blog into the global brand Huda Beauty that's been valued at over $1 billion. And she's done so only using social media. She recently launched her first pop-up store in Covent Garden, and I sat down with Huda and started by asking her what she believes has given her staying power in the often transitory world of bloggers and influencers.
It's really important to understand integrity and honesty, and that's always been something that's been very important to me, like being very honest with people, through every aspect of everything we do, whether it's developing product, being honest through that process, whether it's, the personal things that I'm going through, being honest about that. We recently talked about, I've gone through endometriosis, I have PCOS, I've recently experienced male pattern balding because of all my hormonal issues. But it's really important just to be honest about it.
You grew up in Nashville, and I've read that people were quite nasty to you about being weird and calling you names. Do you draw on any of that in what you do today?
It took me the longest time to get through some of this, and I haven't gone through all of it completely. And so, it's kind of funny because I feel like when you're working really hard, sometimes you don't question why you're working. When you're trying to do things, sometimes you don't question why you're trying to do those things. And for the longest time, I was just trying to prove that I was good enough. And when we finally got our valuation, when we finally, ultimately achieved something that the world would see as successful, I got very depressed. It was probably one of the most challenging times of my life. And I had to go through a lot. Like, there was a lot of work that I had to do, self-work on myself, where I was like, who am I trying to prove that I'm good enough to? Like, the kids that I was in school with in Tennessee, they don't know who I am anymore. They don't care who I am. And so it definitely, kind of forced me to have a lot of introspection.
When you were launching the foundation, you spoke a lot about how much time you put into the number of tones available. How important is it for you that your brand is inclusive?
It's still crazy to me that we are still talking about this. And I have so many different friends from different skin tones. And, a lot of girls happen to be richer in skin tone. And one of the things they'll say is, or people will say to them is like, oh, your skin is so perfect, you don't need makeup. But I'm like, how do you know? Like, what if they actually wanted to play with makeup? I just think not giving them the opportunity for that is just not okay. And you see that also on the very fair side as well. There's so many journeys within skin tone where people just need to really start accepting, that we have different needs. Everyone has a different need. You maybe can't, serve everyone, but you should try your best. Because if you don't, you're essentially also saying that some people are not a part of this journey. Which is not something that we should be sending. If you're truly about beauty, then you know that everyone deserves it.
I want to just talk to you about your daughter now, and the fact that she's growing up, part of a generation that they never knew a world without social media.
It's crazy.
So when you're doing, right?
It's crazy.
So when you're doing your videos, do you think about the message that you're giving to little girls like Noor?
She's always in the back of my head. Whether it's like me, trying to make sure I'm not objectifying women, because a lot of times people will do that. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But, you don't have to use, your body in order to get attention. I think there's multiple ways. You can use, your intellect. It's a harder fight to fight, but it's really important for women to be taken very seriously.
What do you want people to remember you for?
I hope they remember the brand in a way that makes them feel really, really good. I hope that it can definitely break down some of those stereotypes in beauty. It can definitely widen the range of beauty also, and who's supposed to be part of the beauty journey. I really hope it transforms the beauty industry like that. I hope that people just feel more equal when it comes to beauty. It doesn't matter, what I really want people not to think of it as far as like skin tone. It's just everyone, ethnicity, gender, certain imperfections within the industry. I just want people to feel like everyone deserves that right. It is a right, and everyone deserves it.